Welcome, everybody. My name is Carol Glazer, and I'm president of the National Organization on Disability. It's great to be here with all of you. It's a very happy occasion to see so many faces, some of you new faces, and to be here hosted by L'Oreal. This is our Spring Corporate Leadership Council Networking Roundtable on driving innovation through ERGs. And L'Oreal has been a member of our Corporate Leadership Council since 2016 and a recipient of our Leading Disability Employer Seal in 2018. Is this mic doing okay? Yeah. Hold it up? Oh, okay. In recognition of your commitment to workplace disability inclusion. So thank you for your leadership in this space. Not only are you the #1 cosmetics company in the world, but you are a beacon for other companies in disability workforce inclusion. And a special thanks to your own leadership team. Very delighted that Mr. Frédéric Rozé, who's president and CEO of L'Oreal USA, could be with us here today, and Angela Dye, who is the Senior Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion in L'Oreal USA. We look forward to hearing from both of you a little bit later. So, Mr. Rozé, I don't know about other women in the room today, but I am wearing my L'Oreal spring palette for this occasion. And if you ask me why, I say, parce que je le vaux bien.
You are worth it.
Now, this has been L'Oreal's tagline since 1973. And if I, forgive me for dating myself, but at that year, I was part of a feminist movement. And our battle cry was parce que nous le valons bien. We are worth it. And that could be a tagline for us here today and the disability community, because we are worth it. You are the Corporate Leadership Council. You are at the heart of our work at NOD. We hope it shows, and we hope that you leave here tonight feeling energized and learning a few things that you didn't know when you came. We've been around for nearly 4 decades, and for the last 10 years, our work has been exclusively focused on making sure that we can build a fair and equitable labor market that includes people with disabilities. And we do it by helping employers learn how to put their talents to work. Our leadership team, I want to share with you some findings from a recent listening tour that our leadership team completed with 31 companies that gave us visibility into their disability workforce practices around the globe. We heard some consistent themes. We heard things that will inform our work in the coming year and beyond. Here's what we heard. The top 3 vote getters. You want to acquire top talent, and you increasingly see the 20 million working-aged Americans with disabilities and countless more worldwide as a viable talent pool to help you when the labor market is as tight as it's been in a half a century. You want to make your workplaces more accessible. You want to make your technology more accessible. And you want to create a culture in which your employees feel safe disclosing their disabilities. We heard you, and we will respond. I want to say a word about how your Corporate Leadership Council dollars are working within NOD. I'm sure many of you know some of these services that we offer, but it's important to thank you because it is your dollars that help us do this work. Our Disability Employment Tracker, it's a confidential assessment. It helps you benchmark your practices against the now 200 companies that are in our pool, every industry sector represented in that pool. our professional advisory services that help you recruit talent, train your people, understand how to help those people get into your workforce, get the accommodations they need, and succeed. Innovation with our Campus to Careers project in Boston. And a couple of more recent things to let you know about our Look Closer campaign. I think that you have seen some of the posters and some of the ads around this room. This was an awareness campaign that we frankly didn't think or want to have to mount. But when we really understood the stigma that still faces people with disabilities in the workforce, the misperceptions, we realized that we had to do something very basic about building awareness and demystifying disability. So Look Closer is a campaign that we launched. One of our investing partners is here, Charter. I think EY, Ernst & Young, PwC. Have anybody from PwC here tonight? Diversity Inc. You'll be hearing from Shane Nelson later. Powered by top major employer brands, 9 of them. And to date, the campaign has reached 75 million people and driven more than 50,000 unique visitors to our website, where they can see stories of people succeeding in workplaces across the country. We're pleased to be able to renew the campaign for a second year, and we hope that some of you in the room who are not part of it now will take advantage of the opportunity to bundle your participation in the Corporate Leadership Council with the Look Closer campaign. And most recently, something that frankly we had stopped doing about 10 years ago, but which the times really demanded that we do. We have been convening the nation's top 14 disability organizations of every single type and sphere of the disability community to talk about how we can come together in a more united way, to talk to people in the administration in Washington and in Congress in Washington about how they need and they've been elected to help make sure that the labor market is fair and it's equitable, because we know that's where ability contributes to national prosperity and to business success. Brief history of ERGs. That's today's focus. Some of us may know where they started. A few thoughts. First ERG began in 1964 when the CEO of Xerox took action after violent race riots in the city of Rochester. We wanted to address some of the volatile social justice issues, both in the city and in the workforce, and address discrimination. Today, 90% of the country's Fortune 500 companies have ERGs, and while many of these groups were founded initially in response to civil unrest, in recent years, they've become increasingly vital to the contributions of their companies, especially when it comes to diversifying talent streams, enhancing their community brand, developing new leaders in the company, and innovating business practices by allowing diverse and culturally sensitive ideas to develop. These groups have gone by many names. Just need a change of pace.
It seems to work better.
These groups have gone by many names, such as caucuses, affinity groups, business resource groups, and employee resource groups. They're important for pushing employers to be more inclusive of people with disabilities, but they also help their companies reach the $490 billion disability consumer market in the communities we serve, and the $1 trillion throughout the globe. Organizations show their commitment through action by allowing the formation of ERGs and telling the world their company is a place where people with disabilities are needed and welcome. We encourage all of you to participate fully in today's activities, and if you do, we're confident you'll come away with a few new ideas and agreeing that your time here was well spent.